Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back here with another video, and today I'm starting a series where I'm going to teach you guys how to create an API or a project with Node.js and Express. It's going to be a beginner series, so I received some comments and some suggestions saying that I should make a more intermediate to advanced Node.js and Express series. However, I thought that for now it would be better since I already intended to create a beginner series for Express. I thought it would be better to do this first, and it's probably not going to be a very long series because I honestly believe that when you're trying to learn Express and Node, it won't take that long to pick it up. Like the beginning might seem like kind of daunting, but after a bit, you can like do everything on your own, and you can start searching stuff on your own, and watching a tutorial series about it wouldn't be as helpful as in the beginning. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you guys how to set up a Node application and how to basically just start everything and write hello world into your server so that you know it's working. So the first things you're going to need is a project. You can see that I have a project here. The name is API Beginner. You can name it whatever you want. I just chose this name for whatever. And you also need some other stuff. For example, you would need Node.js. And if you search Node.js, you can go into the link into their website and download it. You will also need a package manager, which basically means you're installing different packages. If you want to use code from a library or something, you need a package manager in order to handle that. And most of you guys probably already have one. I would recommend either Npm. You can write Npm and install through their website, or Yarn. In my case, I'm going to use Npm, but both of them are pretty good. So after you installed everything, which is again pretty easy to do, you just follow whatever the website is telling you to do. You come to your project and open it on your code editor. In my case, I'm using VS Code, and this is what I'm going to be using to make this project. So the first thing we need to do here is we need to open our terminal. So you can press the command or go up here and press the new terminal button. And you can see that a terminal appeared here in the bottom. And the first command we need to run is Npm Init. So this would basically create a package.json file, which will be like almost the entry, the description, everything, like it will contain a bunch of information about a project, and every project needs one, so you need to do this first. And you'll see that a bunch of prompts will appear. It's asking for the package name. I'm just gonna press enter, and it will name the same thing as my project. And I'll press enter for everything else because it doesn't really matter for now. If you want to change it, you can change it, but I'm gonna leave it as it is. So it asked me if it was okay, and I pressed enter, and you can see that now a package.json file was created over here. Basically, as default, it will say that your server will be running on a file called index.js. If you want to change that to whatever, you can do it. I recommend using either server.js, app.js, or index.js. It's just a naming pattern. It doesn't really matter. Let's use index.js because it's the one that's already here. So index.js, I'm going to create a file, and this is going to be where our server will start. And this is probably the most important file in your project, so keep in mind that this is what we're going to use for now. And since we're using Express, which is a framework to create an API with Node.js, for example, we're going to need to install it. In order to install Express, you need to come here and write npm install Express. By the way, if you named your project right here on package.json a name of a dependency or file or project you're installing here, so if you named this Express, it wouldn't work. You wouldn't be able to install Express because you can see that it's a different name, and now in our dependencies, Express has been installed. This is the version number, and this is the name of our package. So now that we have Express, on some other files and a folder called node modules appeared in our project, you can leave that alone, and let's just work with our index.js file. So let's start our application. First, let's write const and express and require express. What this means is if you use JavaScript, you know that this is how you import or you call a package that you installed. So we created a variable called express, and this variable will represent the Express framework. So we need to create an app through this variable, and let's create a constant called app and equal it to express. And this is a default template. So basically you're going to do this in most projects. You're going to do exactly this you call express, and you create a variable called app and equal it to express. So over here at the bottom, we're gonna tell our server to start. We're gonna tell our server to listen to a port number. So for example, we're gonna run our server in the local host, right? So we gotta give it a port number, and we can give whatever we want. I wanna run it on the port, I don't know, 3005. You can put whatever you want, and next to it, you can give it a function, because when it's running, you wanna basically get a response to see if it's working. So let me just create a simple JavaScript function using the arrow syntax. You can, instead of this, just write the normal JavaScript way of creating a function, like function and the curly braces, but I'm going to use the arrow syntax because it's more modern and adapted. So inside of here, when our server is running, I just want to console log the following message: server running on port 3005. Yeah, it's just very simple, just so that we know our server is working. So for now, this should be working. And what we need to do is we need to download another package, which is really, really important. This package is very famous. A lot of people use it. Basically, if you don't have this package and you make any changes to your server, you will need to manually run your server again. And instead, this package will rerun your server or restart your server whenever you make a change into your application. So it's very handy. You just need to save your application and it will update and refresh the page immediately. So the name of the package is NodeMon. So if you write here install npm install NodeMon, you'll see it will have installed. And so since we just installed NodeMon, the way that we set it up, basically we're gonna come here to our package.json, and you can see all the scripts. You can just erase this and copy and paste the following command. And this command says that whenever we run the command npm run dev start, I'm not going to run it for now, I'm just showing you guys. Whenever we press enter, then NodeMon will be activated through the file index.js. This is basically how we do it. It's really simple. You just need to copy and paste this into your script part of your package.json. So I'm going to save this. And I'm going to come back to our index.js, because for now our server is running. If I press enter here in our terminal, you can see that it will run, and we console log the following information: server running on port 3005. This means that our Express server is running. However, we have no visual representation. If we come here and go to localhost 3005, you'll see that it says cannot get /. This means that it's working. Everything is working. We're just not seeing anything. We're getting no response. So what I want to do now, and it's probably the last thing I'm going to do in this video, is I just want to make it so whenever we go to the port 3005 and we go to like the initial URL, so basically we have nothing here, like we're not going to, for example, the about page. We're just going through the initial URL, typing localhost 3005. When I go to here, I want to see a message appearing here saying hello world. So in order to do this, we're going to use a concept of HTTP requests. So we're going to grab the app, and we can either write get, post, put, or delete. So these are the 4 requests you can do. There's others, but this is basically what we're going to understand for now. And let's do a get request, meaning that whenever we get the following URL, so the following path, whenever we reach the initial path, meaning whenever we are in the initial application, we want to do the following thing. So we want to return a function. And inside of here, we can have 2 parameters. And in Node.js and Express, this is the default way of doing it. You can pass 2 different variables: the require variable and the response variable. Just so you guys understand it, basically means that whenever you want to require something from, for example, you want to get data from the client, like from an input in the HTML, you use the require button, for the require parameter for it. Whenever you want to send stuff to your client, you use the response variable. And this is default. Always use this names. You can change it for like require or whatever, but use rec and res because it's the default pattern. So we just want to, whenever we reach this path, we want to respond with res.send and the message hello world. You'll see that this will just send to our API the message hello world whenever we reach this. And what I was trying to say for what this means is basically if I try to reach slash YouTube, for example, and I wanted to send hello YouTube to the slash YouTube, it wouldn't work for this path. It would work if I came here and wrote slash YouTube, and you can see that now hello YouTube appears in the screen. So this is the basic, this is basically it. This is how you start a Node.js and Express application. I hope you guys understood everything. We're gonna go more in depth of what this works, like how this works, what this means, and you don't need to be scared from it you don't need to get confused with everything, because the next videos are going to be a lot more clearer. This is just how to set up everything and kind of have a visual representation that everything is working. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment down below if you have any questions, or if you want me to make a video about anything. This is not going to be a straightforward series, so I can make other videos in between, but I'm going to try to post every day, so keep around to see more. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I see you guys next time.